Welcome back to another episode of Wristman Plays, and we are still stuck on this puzzle. And you know, this is a... Alright. What was... the... deck?
These eggs are too heavy. We can't take any more.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll activate the bar in less than 2 seconds.
If there are roots there, I am going to go nuts.
Go. There you go.
Oh, thank goodness. Yes.
It seems like they're getting heavier and heavier.
Wait. All right. Oh, you can. This game is literally trying to just test your patience. Let's see. This. This.
I think we're almost there this time. We should be able to rebuild the standing stone and finally open that door.
Don't move, I'm here. I'm coming to help you lift that thing.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Finally.
Why are we encountering such complex mechanisms?
You know, Arthur, most of them were developed with the help of your grandfather to prevent the henchmen from reaching our village.
Initially, but the henchmen still managed to get through.
They're much too dumb. They're unable to rebuild standing stones in the right order. They must have dug another gallery.
All this shit was his grandfather's fault? I can punch him. This is so bullshit. And they make all these standing stones, yet somehow they could just simply dig.
Another boo-boo. That's the third one. I've never seen that many in such a short time. That's really not normal.
Maybe the henchmen are using them to dig new galleries.
That's quite possible.
Wow. Are we now out?
Will you open?
What are you doing, Pin-Pin?
I'm freeing the momos. The henchmen have intensified their trade to outrageous proportions. I have to go back. There are still a lot of caged momos, but I won't be able to free them all, not without help. Release them from their cages.
Wait, Pin-Pin.
Why did he leave so quickly?
Never mind, he's always in a hurry, that Pin-Pin.
Did you see all the light that comes from above? We must be very close to the surface.
No.
All those little screams that we hear, are those moles?
Exactly.
But where are they?
They're above us.
We have to find a way to get up there and free them.
Oh. Silly me. Push through here. This came out in 2006. At this time, the Ratchet and Clank games, the Jack games, the Sly Cooper games, fucking the entire gallery of the Mario games on the GameCube. This, you know, let's be honest, during the PS2 era, there was like a lot of middle tier games just like this, and they weren't the best, but they weren't the best, but not the worst. Like, they were, sometimes if they were priced correctly, they were okay games. And you know, I think there should be a need, there's a great need for mid-tier games. And wait, is that a penny? Or a bottle cap? What was I saying?
These eggs are too heavy. We can't take any more.
This neck is data mesh. So what was I talking about? Oh yes, middle tier games. Mid tier or middle tier, or just, you know, indie game, and even some higher budget indie games. There should be a huge place for them. And you know, with today's modern AAA games, you know, the ones that have high budgets and go all in on a franchise, which that's not a good thing to do for the most part, like if you plan it accordingly. And what I'm saying is that with all of these big publishers, why don't they just divert, if they want to make well, they want to make all the money, but I'm thinking with some money, why can't they just fund a bunch of different mid-tier games? I mean, it can't hurt them, honestly. And heck, sometimes one of them could be a major success at times. But no, they just want, it's an all or nothing mentality, which then the indie developers and the people who go for the middle-tier games would reap the benefits of such new ideas, or retuning or refining old ideas, which, and just put them in the modern day with modern day graphics, or just like okay graphics, you know. Look, you know, a game like this, if it was if a game like this was released, hold on, let's do it. Huh. Oh, there we go. Thought it was gonna reach.
Betamesh gets a new skill, the Mole Detector. The compass on Betamesh's knife detects the squeals of moles that are nearby. It's great for freeing every last one. To use the Mole Detector, hold the detector button.
That detector looks really cool.
Use it to see where the momos are.
It's true that they did us a good turn earlier.
That's brilliant. Look at the detector. The needle points to where the moles are. It would really be a shame to not free them all, now that we can find them easily.
You know, with... You know... No, with games, you know, if a game like this came out today, I don't know, maybe they'll say that it's a PS2 game, but I don't know.
It's the henchman door. It's closing behind us.
But where are the henchmen?
I don't know, but let's keep our eyes open.
What's this?
It's one of Miro's directional mirrors. To control it, you have to sit in the seat and activate the controls.
Before we can use it, it needs to be activated by a light ray.
Oh. So I was talking about tier games, and big publishers with millions or billions of dollars don't seem to want to make an all-nothing mentality to it. Should have saved on that flower a while back. Right. Anyway.
Look! Straight ahead! Light!
You managed to point the light onto the first directional mirror.
Okay, now we have to aim at the receptacle.
Oh. Oof. These controls are fucked.
There's a henchman behind you!
More henchmen!
Where's the one with the key? Just with the big one with the key.
malfunction knife!
We can't carry any more eggs. We have to stop picking them up or find another bag.
I think that about does it. There are no more henchmen in sight.
So, let's pick up where we left off before the henchmen came.
Just realized this game is trying to waste my time. I feel like it. Then again, it is not. Well, on the other hand, this game might have wasted my time. Is wasting a bit of my time. But the one thing it has going, it's not asking me for additional money. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing to that degree. But there's one, but you know, wasn't Ubisoft a French company? And they were doing just fine making the Prince of Persia games. And look what they did. So, I mean, this was Atari, so the publisher was Atari, but it was developed by some French company that I cannot pronounce. Great action adventure game. So, wait, hold on. If we were to compare this game to a game like any of the Ratchet & Clank games, or any games during the 2000, during its predecessors, it would be... Are you kidding me? It would be, it's not the worst.
Those big steps, they're coming out of the wall. We did it.
The worst, but I can't say it's the best. I mean, this is trying to, be... It's sort of trying to be God of War, Lego Star Wars.
Let's get away from this place, quick! More henchmen could come.
You know what, I think the predecessor of this was like Prince of Persia and God of War. But the system of like having 3 characters to play as, there is some kind of originality to it. Like its movesets and stuff, but can't say
Still very fast, Peter.
No, but if we want to get there in time, Selenia would need to cut the brambles a little bit faster.
I can hear you just fine, Betamash, and I'm not laughing. We'll soon be coming to the Betamool, which will take us to the surface in a few minutes.
What's a Betamool?
You'll soon see for yourself. We're here now.
oh, alright, a flower. Well, that's it for this episode. Next time on... Wait, what? Come on. Well, next time on Rizman Plays, guess I'm gonna do what... So I'm gonna do whatever that thing they mentioned before.
Get up, Betamash. You can sleep later. There's no time to lose.